bright 19-year-old college student loved by her family and community is found brutally murdered inside her apartment. For nearly a decade, investigators chase leads but fail to find her killer. The evidence is there. A chilling note, DNA samples, unanswered questions, but no justice. Then, 9 years later, a DNA breakthrough reignites hope. Could this finally be the moment when truth is revealed? This is the haunting case of Faith Hedgepeth, the college murder mystery that refuses to fade. Faith Danielle Hedgepeth was a student at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. In September 2012, she was murdered in her apartment. For years, the case remained unsolved, frustrating her family and community. Finally, in 2021, DNA evidence led to an arrest, giving hope for long-awaited justice. Faith was born into the Halawa-Saponi Native American tribe, a proud heritage she carried with her to college. She was known for her kindness, determination, and ambition. A first-generation college student, she hoped to become a lawyer or teacher, aiming to give back to her community. Her mother described her as a light in their family's life. At just 19, Faith balanced her studies, friendships, and dreams of a promising future. Her story inspired those around her, making her tragic death not only shocking, but devastating for her family, her university, and her tribal community. On the night of September 6, 2012, Faith and her roommate went out to a club. Around 3 a.m., they returned to their off-campus apartment. Later that night, her roommate left again, leaving Faith alone. Hours later, the roommate returned to a horrific discovery. Faith's body was inside the bedroom. She had suffered blunt force trauma, and investigators believed a bottle of rum had been used as the murder weapon. Even more disturbing, a handwritten note was left near the body reading, "I'm not stupid, Bo." The brutality of the attack and the cryptic note left police convinced the killer knew Faith. Investigators quickly gathered evidence, including DNA samples from the scene. The most significant was semen, which was preserved for testing. Friends, roommates, and former partners were questioned, but no one matched the DNA profile. The strange note raised further suspicion but offered no clear answers. In 2016, with no progress, police released a DNA-based composite sketch showing what the suspect might look like based on genetic traits. The case drew national attention, but still no arrests were made. For years, Faith's family lived in pain, believing the truth was close but just out of reach. DNA would eventually change everything. In September 2021, almost 9 years after the murder, police announced a stunning development. A man named Miguel Enrique Salguero Olivares, 28, was arrested after his DNA matched the samples from the crime scene. Salguero Olivares lived near Faith's apartment at the time of the murder. Authorities revealed that his DNA had been entered into a database, leading to the match. For the Hedgepeth family, the arrest brought both relief and heartbreak. Relief that the killer may have been found, and heartbreak that it took nearly a decade. The community called it a step forward, though the mystery was far from over. Following his arrest, Salguero Olivares was charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutors argued the DNA evidence was undeniable, linking him directly to Faith's death. The defense, however, claimed that the long delay and investigation flaws raised doubts about the case. Questions still linger. What was the motive? Did Faith know him? Was anyone else involved? Some critics argue that authorities mishandled the case in its early years, costing valuable time. As of 2025, the trial is still ongoing, and her family attends every hearing, waiting for closure. For many, the biggest hope is that Faith's killer will finally be held accountable. Faith's murder drew national attention, not only for its brutality, but also because of who she was. As a young Native American woman, her case sparked broader conversations about violence against women in vulnerable communities. Her friends and family kept her memory alive with vigils, marches, and tributes. For many, her case became a symbol of persistence, proof that science and determination can bring answers no matter how delayed. Faith's story continues to inspire, even as justice remains unfinished. Faith Hedgepeth's life was stolen too soon, but her story proves that truth has a way of surfacing. Her case is a reminder that families should never stop fighting for justice, and technology can finally deliver long-awaited answers. Do you believe justice will finally be served for Faith? Share your thoughts, subscribe to Case 43, and follow for updates.